Hello, my name is Hwang, a student of Professor Judy. First of all, I would like to say thank you for giving me the great opportunity to share my experience with you. I'm so happy to able to share the most valuable experience I've had with Google. So, let's get started. In Korea, it is not common to encounter Google program at school. Nevertheless, I was lucky to have the opportunity to learn Google from Professor Judy in middle school. I think I can say that the winter of 2018 when I met Professor Judy was a turning point in my life. Let's go back to 2018 when I was in 8th grade. At that time, I thought that Google was simply a platform for searching. However, while studying, I realized that I had not been able to use even 10% of Google programs. At first, it was fun to learn individual programs such as Docs, Slides, and Forms. But later, I became interested in learning about the shared task and the connection between the Google tools. Through the things, I also felt that Google is not just a platform, but a space that can connect the people. The course was very fun and interesting, but at the same time, it was not easy because I learned by English, especially not my native language. So after class, I went up to the dormitory and reminded what I had learned that day with friends. And also practiced the program assuming a various situation. I think it was a good opportunity to improve not only my technical growth but also my English ability. In the blink of an eye, 5 days passed, and the day of the certificate exam had come. I was very nervous because it was my first time taking a certificate exam, and I remembered to try to do my best because I thought it was a chance to test what I had learned. Even though I did my best, I failed the certificate. Actually, I was surprised that the test was more difficult than I expected. And to be honest, I also felt envious because there were friends who passed the exam. However, I couldn't give up just because I failed the certificate. Since I failed the exam, I looked into it and studied harder. The result of my hard work paid off in high school. Unlike other countries that primarily use a Google, the Korean high school mainly use a program called Hangul Computer, which is a Korean office program. However, due to the outbreak of the COVID-19, Google Classroom was introduced in school. Since we face an intact society in an instance, school where mutual communication is important needed a platform to share and communicate with various materials. And Google Classroom seemed to have been the best fit for it. I was a student in my grade who could use it well, and if there were friends who had difficulty using Classroom, I would stand by and help them use Google well. That's when I first experienced sharing my skills and knowledge, just like Professor Judy told us about Google's. I also became a guide for my friends so that they could use various Google programs such as Google Docs and Slides, as well as Google Classroom. It was a really amazing experience. I was really interested in education, so I participated in Educational Research Club. At that time, Professor Judy had a great influence on the club. In 2021, when I turned to 11th grade, we participated in the FI, which means a frontier internship. And the keywords that the club dealt with at the time were equity, communication, connection, and society. Professor Judy was the most suitable person for this keyword, and we conducted an interview with her based on her career with Google Educator. We realized a new fact that technology is a very important part of education that communicates and exchange. A Professor Judy's experience in education through Google's inspires us. Furthermore, we got the idea that it would be good to use Google for Education as the core of the club project to create a school that integrates and communicates with this year's keyword. And that idea played a bigger role than we expected. At first, we used Google to share ideas, reports, and activity logs within the club, which allow us to communicate more smoothly and harmoniously. Then we communicate one by one through mail or paper materials before, and result in the club becoming more united. We thought that this program would be effective if applied to the entire school, and we were able to conclude the project report we were working on in a meaningful way. In the winter of the 2018, 5 days with Professor Judy changed me. Through a Google, I was able to develop my ability and technical skills. Previously, I simply used a single program, but now I can organically connect and use various programs such as docs, slides, and forms. However, I got something more valuable from Professor Judy. It's internal growth. I always consider myself a person who wasn't afraid of taking a challenge. By the way, I had the opportunity to think about myself again through the process of challenging the Google certificate and the experience of failing. In fact, I realized that it was not that I was not afraid of challenge, but that I was a person who only challenged what I was good at. So the experience of failure opened up a new world for me. It gave me the strength to get back up and the courage to take on a challenge again. For the first time, I could truly understand the meaning of the phrase, failure is but a stepping stone to success. The value of failure was so great to me. I learned how to respond to failure, and I learned how to overcome it and move forward. The experience at that time made me who I am. By not giving up and constantly taking a challenge, I was able to grow into a person who is positive and can accept new things. More than anything, I have become a solid person who can reflect on myself. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the educators here, including Professor Judy and Google. Thank you so much for helping me grow not only externally but also internally. Those 5 days in the winter of 2018 served as a great stepping stone for me to gain diverse experience and take on challenges. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying this. I believe that each person's change can ultimately make the world a better place. And I think at the moment of change, there was the hard work and passion of Google and Google Educator. Thank you for helping many people, including me, grow and get new opportunities. I will also strive to become a person who can give a positive influence on others, just like you. It was an honor to be here. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again.